Hello and welcome to Sodapop Crafts. Wow, this is a much wider angle than I thought it was going to be. So you get to see my messy room, my projects that are kind of spread out. I'm Sierra. I'm happy you're here. Today I think we're gonna finish a couple projects. I have this market bag that I literally just have this much left on. So I need to go through my stash back there and find a matching one and finish that up. I am working on a scrunchie and I have a bunch of other scrunchie colors pulled. Ideally, I would like to do some craft markets this summer, but I don't want to like stress myself too much by trying to get them all done immediately. And so I'm trying to get product made, set it aside, and then when I feel like I have a good amount, then I can start looking at which fairs are gonna work for me. I have a couple friends that wanna make stuff for fairs too, so I think that we might share a booth fee. I'm a craft fair newbie, so I don't really know how that's gonna look. I also have 3 little boys, and I don't ever plan on showing them on camera, but they keep me very busy. So filming is difficult to do in one sitting, and then also figuring out, you know, when I'm gonna have time to finish making all the products, when I'm gonna have time to actually do a craft fair. I think over the summer I'll be a little bit easier because my oldest is in elementary school, and so working around his schedule gets a little bit tricky. We are in Minnesota, so my kid gets out of school at 2:15, which I feel like is actually really early in the day, which is amazing. We love it. But that does make it difficult for if I want to do like a day shift at a craft fair, because typically they go into the afternoon or evening. So I do fortunately have family in town, which could be super helpful, and I do have friends that they could go hang out with for the day, or they could come to the fair with me. I guess we'll just kind of see. It depends on the vibes of the fair, how relaxed it is, or how busy it is, but that's kind of where I'm at with figuring that kind of stuff out. But yeah, come with me on my journey. I'm excited to kind of see where this will take me. I think my goal for this channel is to obviously do crafts. If you're interested in other stuff though, I do like decluttering, I do like organizing, I do read a lot, I could do book reviews, I could do clean with me videos, I could do parenting stuff. As long as it doesn't involve my kids being on camera, I'm fine with that. They're just really young, and I understand I don't want to profit off them. I don't want them to be in videos without their consent, and they're not even old enough to give consent. So until they're much older and we can discuss the dangers of social media and things like that, they're just gonna not be on my channel. I will probably mention them from time to time, and they might come in and check in. I'll just have to cut out footage, or I'll have to blur their faces or whatever. Yeah, 3 cute little boys. They love me a lot, so they check in regularly. That's not a brag. That's just they're mama's boys, and they make it known. So we'll see how this goes. Honestly, my goal is like a video a week, but we'll see how my kids cooperate, you know, and how busy life gets, because I know that the end of the school year is approaching, so that's going to be busy. I do have one more kid birthday this spring. All of my babies are spring babies. And then going into summer, I'm full-time momming it all the time. So, you know, sometimes we might get vlogs at the park, or we might get vlogs on the go. We'll see, you know. I am really good at playing passenger princess when we are driving to my in-laws or various other places. My in-laws live an hour away, and whenever we go there for Easter or various other holidays, I'm really good at crocheting in the passenger seat. So I might have to take you along on that. My husband prefers to drive, so it works out for us. But anyway, come along. I'm gonna grab some yarn and let's get started. Welcome back. Okay, I found the yarn. It's a bummer that it was so close to the end, but you do what you can. New angle. I'm just kind of experimenting, see what lighting I like best. Unfortunately, we are west facing. So I don't get great light in the morning and I don't get great light in the afternoon because we're in the corner of our complex. So it's kind of a W. We're in one of the corners of the W. So we face the, yeah, rises in the east, sets in the west. So we face the west. We get to see the sunset every night. It's awesome, but it does make it difficult for lighting and filming. So I think I'll take advantage of it when I can. But I do think I'm gonna have to figure out some other lighting options. My friend did let me borrow some. I have like an LED light up here that I want to try. Some lamps, some other little cabinet lights. So we're just, bear with me while I experiment and figure out how I want to make this a reality. So I am just gonna probably be a little chatty, you know, vlog style. Crochet with me, craft with me. We'll figure some things out, kind of get to know each other a little bit. I can do more of an introduction because I feel like it's good for, you know, you guys to kind of get an idea of who I am and why I am the way that I am. So yeah, I'm Sierra. I live in Minnesota. I grew up in Minnesota, but I haven't lived here my whole life. My family, oh, that's a big center pole. I won't need this much. My family moved here when I was 7. My parents split up and we moved here because my mom's parents were here. So, well, my grandma passed when I was really little, so she wasn't here, but anyway, we moved here when I was in 2nd grade and have been here ever since. My mom lives 5 minutes away from me. And I have 2 siblings that live close by. I have 2 siblings that live in Idaho because that's where my dad lives. So I was born in Idaho and spent my summers there, spent lots of time going back and forth. And then after I graduated high school, I went to college for a couple semesters out there. I served a church mission, and then I lived with my dad for like 1.5 years after that. And then I ended up in Utah, where me and my husband lived while he finished school. My husband is also from here in Minnesota. We dated our senior year of high school, and life took us different directions, but then we just like reconnected. Oh, I don't know how many years later. We got married in 2017 and we graduated in 2012. So, you know, we reconnected in 2016-ish, dated for 1 year, got married, and now here we are 3 boys later and living pretty close to family. We moved back a couple years ago after he finished school. He actually graduated in 2020 during COVID. Funny enough, he graduated in film, so he probably will be embarrassed by my videos, but you know, I'll have his expert input to let me know how I can do better. I really do want to learn how to do most of it myself though, because I think that that is a valuable skill if you're going to be a business owner. And as much as I would love my actual crafts to be the focus of my business, I am smart enough to know that social media really helps move things along. So we're gonna ride that high and figure out how we want to move forward with funding. Honestly, I don't need to work. My husband makes decent money. He works down towards Minneapolis. It's about an hour from where we live, and he gets to do commercials for big companies. Target headquarters are down there. Best Buy, Polaris, all sorts of really cool big companies. He's doing one for Dairy Queen next week. So he does a really good job, and he's very, very smart, very talented. So grateful that he has such a great job, and his boss is amazing. He works for a rental company by day, and then when they need him for a job like next week, he just gets to kind of prep while he's at work and figure out how to do the things that they want in the commercial. You know, working with ice cream is tricky because they have about, I think he said 90 seconds of film time before they have to do a new ice cream cone because it starts melting, and the set has to be really cold. So fun facts about that. I'm sure I'll sneak in little tidbits about his job here and there because it's really cool to me. All this to say, I don't really need to work, but I get bored and I really like crafting, so I might as well just throw some energy into that. And hey, I mean, we're trying to save for a house, so any extra income counts and is just gonna help us, you know, get into a space that fits our family a little bit better. Right now we're in a 2-bedroom apartment and it is amazing, and we love our neighbors, we love where we live, we love being close to family. It would be really nice to have something with a yard though. We do have this cute little Missy over here. She is my emotional support animal. Love her. But let's see if we can get her. Kai. There's my sweet girl. Her name is Kaya. She is 8.5. She's been in my life since she was 3 months old. We love our sweet girl. And she's my craft buddy. Do you want to hop up here? Hop up. She's got a little bed under this table next to me, and she's in here all the time. So you may see her from time to time. She does like being in the spotlight. She's a cutie. Hi, sweets. I think she probably wants me to take her outside because it's a beautiful day here in Minnesota. But I would really like to get this out of the way before we go get lost outside for a couple hours, because my kids really want to go outside too. So they are being so gracious. Sorry if you can hear their show. We went to a Pokemon birthday party over the weekend, and my oldest has now decided that he also likes Pokemon. So we're entering a new phase of our lives. Currently, he and my middle son are really into Minecraft. So I might do some themed projects because they ask for things all the time. They actually really enjoy that I crochet and sew because they benefit a lot from the things that I make. So it's been fun. It's been really fun to be able to, you know, they have a vision and I'm able to bring it to life. And I've been crocheting since I was a teenager, but only really like Afghans, which, you know, I admire people that can get through an Afghan fast. I am not that person. It took me like 5 years, my first one. But I mean, I was busy in high school, moved away for college, that type of stuff. So it got put down a lot. Now, the last few years, I would say probably 4 years, I've really learned a lot about crocheting and practiced and gotten really quite good at reading patterns and tension, all that stuff. I've worked with lots of different yarns now at this point, so I feel pretty confident in my ability to crochet things really well put together and beautiful. Okay, I just need to tuck tails, but here we go. What do you think? She's cute. I love the color matching. I did a similar one with the same netting, but then like a dark purple band for my mom. She wanted a garden bag to be able to grab like her produce and not bring a bunch of dirt in the house every time. So I made her one as well, and I love this mint color. It was actually one of my wedding colors. So when I saw that and that it matched the variegation, I knew I had to try that combo as well. But I think she's cute. My next combo I'm gonna try is this. All the yarn I'm using is 100% cotton, peaches and cream. So I I don't even remember if somebody gave me this one or if I picked it up, but it's got all these really pretty, like very, very pigmented colors. And so I couldn't decide if I wanted to brighten it or tone it down. So I could do a yellow, I could do a green, I could do blue or like a maroon color. Ultimately, I think I've landed on this. I think it'll look really nice, but I do have enough that I can make 2 of the netted portion. So maybe what I'll do is do the blue one first, and then I have some yellow that could look really cute. I was worried about going too green heavy, but I think this yellow ribboning here would look pretty with a yellow handle and it would lighten it up. I also have like a pinky mauve color that could work, but I don't know if I have enough of it to make candles. I do know I have enough of the yellow, so we'll see. I did pick up some like Kelly green today too, so we'll see. I'm kind of new at mass producing crochet stuff. I also sew. One of my favorite things to sew, let me just show you, is, oh, sorry, these cute scrappy totes. So this is one I actually have an order for. She wanted a Paw Patrol one for one of her kids. And then a bluey one for one of her kids. And then she wanted like a pink florally one for herself. So I let her pick the colors because I really don't have a lot of orders right now. But I think what I'm gonna do is just go through all my scrap fabric, try and match a bunch and put them together into scrappy totes, and then take them to markets and see, you know, if they hit somebody right, or if they, if somebody wants to take a business card and make a request, you know, like, hey, can you make one that's green with shamrocks? I can go and try and find fabric or see what I have in my stash. I do have quite a large stash of fabric right now, so the goal is to kind of work through that. I think one of the videos will probably just be a mass like cutting out video. Maybe I can do, yeah, maybe I'll do a video that's like all cutting out totes, and I use like the scraps from those as like bookmarks too. And then we could also do another video that's like construction of them and kind of like a part 2. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. My main 2 mediums are crochet and sewing, but I do also want to get more into knitting this year, and I want to do honestly just whatever calls me, but I do have a lot of like half-started projects. Like I have a ton of whips, so we could do a whip Wednesday, easy peasy, and we would have plenty of content for the whole year. So I have like a paint by number I've started. I have like a cross stitch. I actually just finished a cross stitch. If you can see, it's this one up in the corner. It says I can't adult today. Maybe if I turn it just a little bit. Yeah, so I just finished this cross stitch up here, and holy cow, my friend does needlepoint and my hands hurt so, my fingers hurt so bad after that. And it took me years. Like I started it, it got gifted to me when I was like freshly adult, like 18, 19. And then I didn't really start it until COVID because I was on bed rest for a few days, and I was like, well, no time like the present. So I started it and got all the wording done, and then the like little flowers around the words. I just finished this year, like last week. And so I'm glad that that's done, but I have a bunch of like miscellaneous whips of like things that like piqued my interest in the store or were gifted to me. I have a knitting kit. I have a bunch of different little like crochet, cross stitch, amigurumi stuff, kits. So we could definitely do some Whip Wednesdays. We could definitely do some like craft kit with me. I definitely need to go through all of my crafts. Sorry, we had a little buddy sneak in that I didn't notice until he was already over here, so I'll edit that out. But I do need to go through all my fabric and organize it by size, because I think in a lot of my bins I just have like scrap size, like very small. Could maybe make a bookmark, could maybe scrap together something for a tote or a basket. And then I have larger pieces that I could make obviously larger totes or various other things out of. So I do need to do that. If you're interested in an Organize With Me fabric edition, Organize With Me yarn edition, I got gifted a lot of yarn last year, so I am toying with the idea of how much yarn can I use in a month. That would really motivate me to get through a bunch of it, and my husband would be very happy to see a lot of it go and to have products that I can then, you know, try markets or gift it to friends or, you know, things like that. I do get commissions every once in a while from like family and friends, but I don't think I want to like, commissions are hard because I have really good intentions of finishing them in a timely manner, and then I have a kid that gets sick, or I have, you know, last year I had 2 kids get their tonsils out, I had a kid that broke his leg, I had all sorts of different things come up. And so as much as I love when people have a vision, and I do accept commissions, but I will be limited on those, and the timeline is not a guarantee. I mean, a deadline is good because that motivates me to get it done, but I can never guarantee that it'll like 100% be done because things come up. I'm a mom, you know, so, and I'm a mom first, but yeah, my kids are pretty understanding of me crafting. They used to be really, really involved and want to like sit on my lap while I sewed or try and hold my yarn for me while I crochet. As cute as it is, it doesn't really work. And so as I've been doing it more and more and exposing them to it more and more, I have been able to get to a point where they know that, oh, mommy's working, or mommy's crocheting or crafting, and we're just gonna play and do our own thing while she's doing her thing. Or if we need something, like, we can ask, but it's not really something we can help with. My 4-year-old though, he is very, very interested in learning how to crochet. So if you have tips on how to teach a toddler how to crochet, I will take them because he's just so excited about it. I think I might teach him finger knitting first and then maybe go from there. We'll see. We'll see how much attention span he has. He does have the longest attention span of my kids. My oldest is on the spectrum, and my youngest is only 2. So there's quite a range in abilities in my house, but we love it. It keeps us on our toes, keeps us real busy. So anyway, I am gonna go tuck my tails. I am going to plan out some future projects, maybe some future videos. Thanks for getting to know me and sitting and hanging out. Please, please, please leave in the comments like a hello, a greeting, tell me where you're from, what your name is, what kind of projects you like, what kind of videos you like, really anything that can help me as I get started on this journey. I have always been afraid that there's not a space for me here on the internet, and I just have to keep reminding myself that there's space for everyone. So if I feel like maybe I'm not being as consistent as I'd like to be, it's probably the imposter syndrome sneaking up, or maybe I have a kid that's sick or whatever. So bear with me. I will do my best to stay consistent, but here we go. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye.